I mentioned, I see the Reevesby Works logo go up. Another great club in the area, of course, St John's Park Bowling Club is another great club in the area that helped out today. I think the Sporties might be involved as well. Bankstown Sports Club, one of the area's premier clubs, St Mary's Saints, all the clubs who have got on board today. And also a bunch of people here too. I saw Don Hammond and everybody from Leeds Club, New South Wales. Did I see you here, Don, somewhere? With Alan Wilson sitting there beside him. I said to Scotty Dixon, that guy looks like Alan Wilson. Heck, well, he is Alan Wilson. I haven't ever seen you so well working all day. You look fantastic. Eddie Flay, Parramatta Junior, played for Western Balmain. Where are you, Eddie? Nice to have you here today as well, Eddie. Thank you very much. Good to have you along. Cole Bentley, where are you, Cole? Always, thanks, mate. Thank you, and always supporting the wonderful cause in rugby league. Penrith player, and then finished off his rugby league career with Manly. A little bit of rugby league royalty in the room. Wanted to also thank a gentleman by the name of Tom Vukovic from Westpac. Thank you, Tom. Where are you, Tom? Good to have you here, mate, as well. And to everybody who has come along and supported this cause today, I hope you'll continue to take a look at the silent auction items and the auction items. We did clear them today to make some money for this wonderful cause. Let's not forget why we are here. And while I've got your attention, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is a bloke who played over 420 first-grade games across the UK and into the NRL, across his beloved St Helens and the Bulldogs and the Dragons. He played 9 games for Great Britain, 44 games for England. Ladies and gentlemen, you would not argue if I suggested to you he is modern-day rugby league royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, we call him Jammer, James Graham.
Hey, Lou.
Thank you very much, mate. How are you?
Hey, yeah, doing great, yeah.
Another one that I see a lot. See you a lot, don't I, mate? Functions and footy bowling tonight?
Yes, I'm looking at that today.
Why, mate?
School's off.
School's off today?
Random Friday. The 2 daughters, one's in kindergarten, one's in year 2.
Right.
It's a people free day.
Is that right? I didn't know about it. Has anyone else got that going on today? You know?
It's Catholic school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Catholic, we go to Catholic school, so we've been at the Rock Climbing Centre. So, yeah, forgive me for being a bit distracted, I'm a bit sore from having the harness on. I'm alright. Yeah.
But mate, are you of the belief, Chairman, that the more you pay for the school, the less time they spend at the school?
Oh, we don't really pay.
Oh, you don't have to...
No, it's free school.
Oh.
It's Catholic.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't do private stuff.
Right, okay.
Bad reputation in doing private stuff, so I came from normal school, so it was normal school, you learn so many life lessons in it.
Yeah, I suppose you do. And on the football field, getting your head bashed in every other week. Hey, so when I asked you to come along today, and you knew it was for for Life, and you jumped at the opportunity. So I wanted to start by asking the impact on you, male mental health. Why is it such an issue with you?
Yes. So in the July of 2021, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I probably had it my whole life to an extent. I think whilst I was playing professional sport,
Camaraderie?
That's the word I'm looking for. Influencial playing group was my group therapy. Playing the games was my medication. It really was. So sometimes when there's underlying mental health conditions, it takes a big event to trigger them, the outpouring of that. And for me, that was the retirement from professional sport, and I expect no sympathy for that. I had a great life. It's the most amazing life being a professional athlete. It really is. I was so grateful for what it gave me, but then transitioning out of that, some issues there that really came to the forefront of my my life and my family's life. And I think I was in denial for a long time. But thankfully, a really supportive family at home that encouraged me to get the help. And again, the fortune of me being still connected to it meant that I made a phone call to a doctor whose personal number I still have. And within 36 hours, I was on the road to recovery and, taking that first step and having a support network around me. It was like night and day, light and shade, chalk and cheese, on that pathway to recovery. And I was a completely different person. It's still something that is a part of my life that I probably have to continue to navigate and manage as the years go on and as different events happen in and around your life. But I think for me, the message with mental health and emotional health is it's okay to seek help. You should seek help because it does get better. And also, if you're in and around anybody that you notice, like, it's easy to love someone in good times, it's easy to be a friend and celebrate certain events. It's difficult to call around, and it's difficult to have that conversation with people, but it's worth it. I think that's what real friendship is, that's what real love is being in and around there when those loved ones, those friends face difficult moments, pulling them to the side and saying, we can fix this, it doesn't need to be this way because, I was at a stage where I was struggling to navigate everyday life, and thankfully it never triggered on what ways in that. But I know if I'd not seek the help and been afforded the help, then I could have gone down that way. A former teammate of mine, unfortunately, is no longer with us because he suffered from mental health issues. Somebody who I was very close with in England, and had he got the help that fundamentally I think he deserves, he'd still be with us. I look back at my friendship with him and think, I kind of wish I'd encouraged him. But now, moving forward, if I've got friends that I've seen, if I pick up on the signs, I have that conversation with them, and that's why I shared the story and open and honest about what I was dealt with, because it might just change someone's approach. But I'm not looking for any gratitude or anything like that with friends. It's like you be honest and upfront about it. It might just trigger someone to, what, things maybe aren't right. Do something about it and you make it better, don't make it worse.
It's interesting, Jeremy, that you say, you got to the end of your playing career and all these things were triggered. I assume that would be a common pattern among men where they might get to 63, 64, 65. There's no dramas with money. They've worked all their life, they're super, they might have been paid out of work. They've just maybe lost their quote-unquote, their purpose. And maybe that's what you're saying.
Mental illness doesn't discriminate, doesn't care what your Instagram looks like, doesn't care about what your job title is, how loving your children are, what your partner's like. It doesn't factor that in. There's so many variables and uncontrollable variables that come into play from what I've learned about mental illness and mental fitness. So there's a lot of everybody within this room, that personal perspective of life and life-changing events, and we all lose loved ones, and we all go through breakups, we all go through what people perceive to be traumatic events. It's usually in and around that time that some of the things that have been underlying come to the forefront. So when those events happen, it's important that we get help. I think fundamentally, we all deserve it. We all deserve the help. We live in a great country, a fantastic country with a great healthcare system. But if you prioritise your health, then you'll get to reap the rewards. Those people in and around you, they'll see a difference too, which is really important.
You talk about your love for this country, and it kind of brings a bit of an accent because you played about 220 games for your beloved St Helens, and then the offer comes to come to Australia. But I take you back to when you were a teenager. You came out here on a tour, and they took you to the bloody Gold Coast, and you said, how good is this joint compared to where I live?
Yeah, well, I came up here as a 15-year-old. I'd never been on an aeroplane before, so I came out, and I was like, wow, it's kind of alright to stay here, isn't it? Only one downside.
What's that?
Full of Aussies. That's a joke. No, came up here, beautiful country. We were in the Gold Coast, we had these beautiful canals with these fantastic houses in and around them. And, like the canal where I grew up in Liverpool in the north of England, like there's literally shopping trolleys in there. It's basically a dumping ground. Like people fly to and dump their rubbish into the canal. And I land here, and it's like beautiful, pristine. And also, I was pleasantly surprised at just how important Australia treats rugby. So it's the first story on the news when it comes to the sport policy. You pick up a newspaper and it's there. That's what people are talking about. It's in the news. People talk about it. Now where I'm from, Liverpool, in the north of England, rugby league, it hardly exists. It hardly exists. So I was immediately attracted to that. I was like, I want to go where rugby league is respected. I want to go where rugby league is number one. So I made a bit of a promise to myself as a 15-year-old. The opportunity never came to come and play here in Australia. I was going to take it. That's easy to say as a 15-year-old. I'm sure we can all recall our promises we made our teenage selves that we didn't keep. But that opportunity came. It was quite the decision. I was playing at St. Helens, my local team. I was at a club that I'd come through the ranks with a number of my close friends who were very successful. And the reality of coming here to, I guess, quote-unquote, test myself in the NRL, it was quite a confronting reality.
Well, you get here, mate, and you have an immediate impact as a rugby league player. You go to a club that is... It's a big club in the sense, Bulldogs is a sense, I know that in the last 10 years it's been a little bit of a drought, but Canterbury Bulldogs is a big club, big supporter base, lots of success. You get your start there and you go on to play a couple of grand finals.
Yeah, well, first off, coming over here, I went from the pre-season where you want to avoid hypothermia to a pre-season where you want to avoid heat stroke. So it was quite a shock to the system. I obviously my beautiful skin tone obviously adapted to the heat quite well. That's a difficult task to overcome. You've got sunscreen going into your eyes and you're trying to really concentrate on where the ball's going, things to tackle. I was seeing double the whole time. It wasn't until somebody introduced me to see. I was like, that's why there's cricketers wear that. All this time, I'd seen cricketers with the zinc on. I was like,
I think they're just having fun.
I thought it's a little bit much.
It is.
I've got some funny coloured zinc on. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, quickly adapted to training in heat and from day one, the Bulldogs took me as one of their own. They're a very proud club, like a lot of football teams in this great country. I felt accepted from day one. I felt like I had to earn that respect. Being home, I think there were some sections of the NRL community that probably wanted to send me home with the tail between the legs. I wasn't the biggest guy in the world. Certainly wasn't the strongest or the fastest. Coming over as this, one of the better English little brothers that were knocking around at the time, and I think there was a lot of Australians that were keen to see me go back and say, this league's not for you, son. So I think certainly that was a target on my back. I signed with the Bulldogs under Kevin Moore, and then in Liverpool's Des Hasler, which really went in my favour. Very similar personality types. Very hard working. Yeah, we've got couple of finals, we couldn't quite get over the line, but the obvious one that I think of when I time the ball was that 2014 grand final. The last time we were there was, I know you might be because patient no runs and that's outstanding, so let's bring this all very often.
I do. In fact, you know that everybody in the room, you know everybody loves the story of you and Sam Burgess, 70 kilometres an hour head onto each other, into each other. Can you elaborate on that story for the people today, please, James Rain?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask how are you, Sam? We're really good mates. But we were rooting together, and people go, oh, that all friends do to each other, hate to see what you do to your enemies. That's part of it, and that's that mutual respect that we have for one another. We both know that, we both knew that I was going to do the best for my team, and he was going to do the best for his team. He happened to play in the So, it was always, something was always going to happen. Probably didn't think it was going to happen in the first 15 seconds, but it did. But that game, it's one of those moments where I can close my eyes in time travel and take myself back to running down off the kickoff at Ayrton Stadium on the first Sunday in October 2014. And I can see the grass. I can see Sam coming towards me. I can take myself there in the moment. And there's a lot of build, a lot of hype. Like any great sports occasion, there's always subplots. The subplot to this was there was two ponds going up against each other with the biggest game of the year here in Australia. And people were expecting fireworks. I can remember just before we kicked off, obviously you come out, you do the dignitaries. The Australian national anthem, we go through a little wall now, and anybody that ever watches the game of the league, who stands at the back?
Front row.
Yeah. Sam was playing forward. And I can remember standing there, looking around and going, shit, there's only one player in that team that's got a head that big.
So you said to me, who kicked off, Josh Reynolds? You said kick it straight down.
I said, we won the toss. It was not the only thing we did win that day, it was the toss. Anyway, I wanted to kick right. Because I was, my right shoulder was my big shoulder, so I knew whoever was there, I was going to tell them. Like I was going for whoever was there, he was boots on. I was thinking the first tackle that one fight. I knew it. I was expecting David Tyrrell or George Davis. So I was kind of hoping for David Tyrrell with all due respect. And George was like, oh, this will be bad. But then I see Sam. I'm thinking, well, he wants action. I want action. That's the reason he's still there. He's not still there because he knew he was going to kick it. He knew it would be picking around all year off the kickoff to all right their left. So he wanted the ball. He wanted it. And he knew where I was going to be. And it was just two men coming together to take the best of their team. I want to say I can take myself back there, almost time travel back and see the 30-meter line. And then bang, it just happens, and then, to be honest, I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know. And then I carried on playing the game, and it wasn't until the next scroll, and I saw his faces. Oh, please, I said, Sam, you need to go off.
You said that to him,
I said, Sam, you need to go off, you've got a face like a drop of pie.
What did he say?
He just said, throw it around. But you know what, Ronan? Two things. Never thank people in my church on that day. Because without that moment, his brother should have got it.
Yeah.
So you never thank me for that. Nobody ever bothered to ask me how I was. Everybody was focused on Sam. No one bothered to ask how I was.
But you had a nice moment with him on the phone, didn't you, mate? Was it on the Monday or?
So, again, this is to showcase what rugby league is like, what rugby league players are like. We talk about mateship, teamwork, all those attributes that go into football, working rugby league players. So, obviously, grand finals on the Sunday. On the Monday, I'm drowning my sorrows at the Bulldogs players at the category leagues or something like that. And I get a text message from Sam saying, in an hour, go somewhere quiet and take a beer. Okay. He's messaged me an hour later, are you ready? Yeah, will be. So I've gone into a quiet room, Sam's on FaceTime, Paul's on video phone, and he was leaving to go to a rugby union, and after that point, he was shit scared of me, and I had enough, and decided to go to play a kick and clap. But he called on FaceTime, and he just said, Darren, I just wanted to have a beer with you. I spoke to you after the game, and I just wanted to say, thanks for doing what you do for that football club, what you do for the NRL, what you do together with England, and we both compete in and around the same arenas. We pushed each other, we were both the type of characters that knew we had to train hard because of each other existing on different teams, and we just shared some kind ways to each other. And I think, Sam can get a bad rap at times. He can, nobody's perfect, but I think what Sam did that day, in order to take the time out with his celebrations with a football club that has won the competition in an incredible amount of time. It's his last ever season in South Sydney, or what's anticipated to be his last ever season in South Sydney. He's one of his teammates and his brothers, his actual brothers, and he's taken the time out of that celebration to come and have like a FaceTime beer with me. Like, I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was an incredible, touching moment for me, for somebody that I hold in high regard as well, and everything that he's achieved, and the stature of him in the game, especially in South Sydney, and that'll stay with me forever.
Mate, now, before I let you go this afternoon, I wanted to raise a topic with you. You told me a wonderful story once in this area of mental health and why it's so important, and it's somebody very close to your heart.
Yeah, again, so I speak about this, it is kind of difficult, it's incredibly personal, but I spoke about when I was growing up in England, and I was one of 7 kids. Mum and dad were together, grandparents on my dad's side, and it was just my nan on my mum's side. And obviously, as a kid, you grow up and you start to be inquisitive about, life and death, and why we've got grandma and granddad on one side, and they told me, nah, where's my other granddad? And mum said, oh, he died. Get a little bit older, and started to pry and ask a few more questions, and I'm asking them one day, like, where's Granddad? What happened? Oh, he died of a heart attack. I was like, how old was he? He was in his late 40s, I think it was, and he left behind my mum, my uncle, my sister. He died of a heart attack. I was like, oh, before I was born, so I think it was like early 80s, and I said, did they just not have the medical capabilities to save him? And my mum sort of started to look down a little bit, and she said, no, they cut off. I was like, well, why didn't they? And she said, in the family home, and my late grandfather was having this heart attack, and his dying words to me now were, "Don't you dare be an ambulance." And that was his dying words to me now, because he was so proud. And there's an element of that story that stayed with me in terms of like continuing on how to tackle adversity. But the reality of the situation we were in is, instead of leaving an ambulance because we were so proud, we left in a body bag.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's the point in that? Like at what point does pride become stupidity? And like I've thought about this a lot, and like that story it shaped me. But also I think it's important to tell you that I know there's a lot of, especially men out there, that don't seek the help that they need and they deserve, and they swallow their pride and they just, if my whole mind was just crack on, I'll be fine, I'll be right. But what was he not going to be right? Yeah. Like, my attitude towards it has changed through time. Like when I was younger, I was like, how was that granddad? Like, so he's dying death, so he's dying breath. He stayed true to himself. But I never got to meet him to see what that person was like. And you're like, what's the point? Like, if there's any ones out there that think that they need help, don't get it. It's a stupid male pride thing at times that it's just idiotic, it just doesn't need to be that way. I started to share this story because I think like it's clearly affected me and who I was, but just think about the extremes of that and where they got that kind of up. Like my nan was a mum and lived in that house, and my mum and my auntie and uncle, their granddad, their dad, was too proud. They're too proud to not get the help we needed and deserved. So leaving an ambulance and left in a black body bag instead. So it's a bit sad out, but there's an important message in there as well that I think, especially to men, we seem to have this issue where we don't want to have health issues. We need to, because we deserve it, the loved ones deserve it, the wives, the partners, the children, they deserve it. And you deserve it.
Yeah, well said, Gemma. Mate, it's been a pleasure having you here today. On a lighter note, as you walk out the door, do you give your doggies a chance in Penrith tonight?
Yes.
A big chance?
Look, it's always going to be a difficult task against the Panthers. Maybe, just maybe, the Panthers are distracted by chasing David Fafita, not getting David Fafita. Maybe they're a bit distracted, maybe they'll be asking those questions, why are you going after this guy? Why are you not worried with me? So, maybe I'm clinging on to something to fair. The ball has been so much shit.
They have their 1-4. And they're like, if they could pull this off tonight, they would launch themselves into about 6.
Well, if the ball was put off tonight, I'll be down Birmingham Road celebrating with every Bulldogs fan, so come on with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, and once again, while James is still here, here is a James Graham piece with a certificate of authenticity, 423 first grade games, and over 50 games for his country, 2 grand finals in Australia, 2 premierships, the one and only James Graham, autographed. He's in the room if you want to get a photo with him. I'll start bidding at James Graham $450, but surely after a wonderful speech like that, we can get more than $450. We'll give you an opening bid of $450 on the James Graham piece. $450, James Graham in the room. We'll sign it for you. Yes, we do have somebody. Thank you, sir. Over there opposite Mario, $450 with you. Can I say $500? Can I get $500? 450's good. We can get 5 if we can get it. At $450, can I get 5? Can I get $500? piece, autographed, beautifully framed, certificate of authenticity. James Graham is here for a photo. The current bid is $450. $450. Any moves north? I'll take $475. I'll go to $475 and $450 first call, $450 second call, and sold to Mario Sprint for $450. Thank you. Ladies